You found our show, so come on in and take a seat. Warrior class, we got the keys. Dun, 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 dun. To get you where you need to be, just study our show, and you're gonna grow like crazy. Watching you will see. Dun, 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 dun. Warrior class, we got the keys, just watch our show, 'cause it's for you and your babies.
Welcome to Warrior Class.
Your teachers will pass.
And you will too, if you pass. All right. This is the Happily Natural Day episode. We're at Happily Natural Day Festival in Richmond, Virginia. Having a good time. This is the first day of the festival, but we got in Thursday. We taught a workshop yesterday. And it was a great workshop, yeah. And so today, we're going to be doing a panel, but there's a lot of other panels and things going on at the festival. Good food and good people, good performances going on. So
2227, was it, what street is that? 2227 Wise Street.
Yeah, Wise.
Yep.
Yeah, Wise Street, yep.
You're in the Richmond area, do come check it out. It is nice.
Or if you're just in Virginia, or if you're a few hours away, and another, if you're in DC or Maryland,
definitely
come check us out.
It's a well worth experience. You would definitely enjoy it. Got vendors from all around. Got performers all day long.
Activists, artists.
A nice mixture of things that's happening here. So this is a great Black experience. So really something that you don't get to witness a lot of.
Right.
That's coming together, different people from the different areas making stuff really happen. And it's a nice, really positive environment.
Yes.
All right.
So before we get into the speaking on festivals and things of the nature and how to stay safe at them, we're going to first get into the news.
All right. So I'm going to deal mostly with health, but I do want to talk about this one article that I saw come out of Jacksonville, Florida. And it's a video that's circulating on the news and on TikTok. And the video shows a woman, a young lady, a high school student to be exact. It's a high school student, and they're playing musical chairs with a teacher, a male teacher. They're the last two. A girl or a young lady and a teacher. And what happens is at the end, sometimes when it's the last chair and the person goes to sit down, they move the chair and take it and then go sit in it. So the female student, when the music stopped, the chair was right behind the male teacher. So he was about to sit. She took the chair and sat there and then sat in it. And people clap, she got him. The teacher came and slammed her out the chair. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Like it's so, and of course, me being a parent, and I'll tell you exactly where it's at if you want to see. It's on News 4 Jax, because it's in Jacksonville, Florida.
Was the dude on dope?
Man, I have no idea. So The article is a Westside High School student was injured after a teacher slammed her on the ground while playing musical chairs during a pep rally on Friday. So this just happened a week before last week. And so Joanna Milken told News 4 Jax she has retained legal counsel after her daughter, 16-year-old Nyla Milken, suffered a concussion and bruised ribs when a male teacher slammed her to the ground during the last round of musical chairs at a pep rally. And it's like, when you watch it, it's like a child being embarrassed.
Right, that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, it was definitely embarrassing. So,
but a teacher being embarrassed, he should be able to compose himself better.
in a game,
Right, in a game.
different. Now, if y'all was on the street and she pulled the child on you and you fell and busted, and what y'all wasn't playing the game, and I can see you being upset, still not slamming her.
Right.
And I can see you being upset. Y'all playing a game at a pep rally, and you can't compose yourself any better than that, man.
Petty Gibbs said he's still on his second childhood. Exactly.
Well, that'd have been the last bit of his
That'd
childhood.
been his last bit, right.
Everything.
If it was my child, that'd have been it. But his childhood, he was on.
She was definitely in this. She slammed her on. This was on the gym floor, so it's not like they was on anything soft. This was on the gym floor. She's It's just, man, I couldn't
But
believe.
you know, these teachers and principals and shit, a lot of them have mental problems now. You know, Ade, when he was a child in middle school, he had reported a teacher because she said that's why blacks were slaves. They were acting up in class, I guess. And so me, my wife, and Ade, we took Ade with us. We went and dealt with the situation.
Mm.
And you know, I was unforgiving. They crying and shit. You stop the crocodile tears. Just, you know, stop the racism too. So a day after that, about a week later, he was talking in line in the hallway. The principal says, "Stop talking," and he slams him into a chair. I said, "Stop talking," and he grabs Ade by the shirt and boom, hits him in the now. And he's a martial artist by his own admission because he threatened me later on when I went to transfer Ade out to school. He punched Ade in the shoulder and it dislocated his shoulder. So when we took him to the hospital, the nurse said, "You know, I got to report this to the police." I said, "Don't, please don't." She said, "Father, you cannot go up there and do that man no harm. I know that's what you're thinking." I said, would you want to harm the man that did that to your child?" She said, "Yeah." I said, "Then don't call the police because the police gonna block what I'm trying to do." You know that. She said, "Well, we have to." I said, "God damn it!" So she called the police. So the police interviewed me, interviewed my wife, and interviewed Ade with us present, right? You know, so, and I was like, "God damn it," you know. And they said, and the police said, "You know, don't go up there, do anything," and because I said I was going to transfer him out to school. He said, "Don't go up there and do anything." I said, "Oh no, I wouldn't harm the man." I was straight going up there to harm the man, but.
This was your son. Can you imagine this happening to your 16-year-old daughter?
Oh my God. I wouldn't even take her to the hospital unless she really just needed hospital care because I know what they're going to do. They got to report that to the police. I'd have gone up there, killed that motherfucker. Then I took her to the hospital.
I could see her needing to go because, you see, if you see the video.
Now, of course, she needed to go to the hospital because he slammed her.
He ran after her too. She snatched the chair and ran a couple, steps and then sat in it. As soon as when he fell and got up, he ran after her, grabbed her and slammed, like he slammed it. There's no other way to say it. He really slammed her. It really happened. When you see it, it just doesn't seem real. It doesn't seem real at all. And I don't know what to say as far as how do you, like, for me, I just can't see a peaceful way to resolve that. You slamming my daughter. You know what I'm saying? I just can't. I can't see. Then they say, you know, is a union. Teachers have one of the strongest unions. So he's being placed in a position without children for a minute.
Yeah, he should be fired. But number one, Heater got slammed. Yeah, Heater got slammed. Now,
I'm not sure.
I don't know if you remember that coach who these two girls were fighting and he slammed them.
Running, look, boom.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember that coach. It was two girls fighting and he slammed them. He rammed into him, slammed them.
Yeah.
And people were like, yeah, you know, coach, take care of your business. I said, there's no honor in what he did. He was a punk. He was a punk.
And then one more time, because I want y'all to see what he did after he slammed her. So look, she grabbed a chair, ran.
Right. He ran after her, slammed her.
And then look, go grab the chair and sit in it. And then realized and took the chair and ran away.
Yeah, he was crazy. He was crazy.
You out of your mind.
Yeah, he was crazy.
Oh my gracious. We're going to move on. I'm just saying, man, watch these teachers, watch your children, communicate, because it's one thing. So this happened to her. That's one traumatic experience. The next traumatic experience is this on social media.
And like Petty Gibbs said, he should have been a chaperone to the playing, not a participant in the playing anyway.
Right, but there are some games in high school that they play with the teachers versus students and things of that nature. So I understand.
You know, teachers supposed to be cool and shit.
Right, so I understand that.
Teachers like the goddamn police, man. Ain't none of them cool.
No, we gonna say that, bro.
Man, ain't none of them cool.
There's some cool teachers out there, man. There's some cool teachers out there.
Yeah, name them.
We have a teacher in our group. We got a teacher.
She cool with us.
So, PCG, Mason, Spider-Man, 7285, I Manifesto, and Petty Gibbs. We appreciate y'all in the chat, and all those who are not in the chat.
For those who are lurking, we appreciate y'all.
So, real quick, and you know, there's some people that get into teaching because they love children, they want to teach, and they, you know, educators. I do believe that, you know what I'm saying, but. Very few. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna get into some health statistics real quick and some health information. So one, which we already knew, kids who are securely attached to their dads are 2 times less likely to face depression as teens. Not because fathers love more than moms, but because their love works differently. And basically, modern parenting often tells moms that the dad loves the same way, but children's brains are wired for 2 kinds of care. One anchors them in safety, the other stretches them towards strength. And without both, the kids grow up missing half of their foundation. A brain scan reveals the split. So when babies cry, mom limbic system, is it limbic? Is that limbic system or comfort center fires up to soothe. Dads hear the same cry, and his neocortex, the problem-solving area, activates to teach. The child brain is wired to need both responses. So we knew that, but now they're just getting to the scientific reason why. So I just thought that was interesting. But this is a very interesting one right here. And this one is from I got a friend named Lamont who gets outrageously upset every day about something. And so this study shows that every time you explode in anger, your amygdala hijacks your brain for hours, but every time you resist it, your prefrontal cortex rewires, making you calmer, smarter, and harder to manipulate. And it just shows when you get angry, your amygdala floods your brain with stress signals, heart rate spike, cortisol surges, rational thought shuts down, and like handling the steering wheel. It's like handling the steering wheel to your most primitive circuits. And it's like handing the steering wheel to your most primitive circuits. How long does it last? The anger outburst can keep your brain in fight mode for up to 4 hours. During that time, logical thinking is impaired, emotional reactivity is heightened, memory and learning drops. That's very important. So the cost of repeat anger. Chronic anger shrinks connections between the prefrontal cortex, which is logic, and the amygdala, which is emotion. This makes you easier to trigger, less empathetic, and more impulsive the more you get angry. So here's the twist. Every time you resist an angry impulse, your prefrontal cortex strengthens. Scientists call this neuroplasticity. The brain rewiring itself through repetition. So why resisting anger matters? Each pause builds emotional regulation. It's less overreaction, compassion, a higher empathy circuits light up, cognitive control, stronger decision making. And MRIs prove this. Studies show people who practice anger control have lower amygdala activity, thicker prefrontal cortex tissue, higher HRV, which is heart rate variability, and a marker of calm resilience. So a practice tip is the 90-second rule. When triggered, wait 90 seconds. That's how long the chemical surges of anger last before fading. If you don't fuel it with thoughts, it passes. That's why when I see one of these outrageous comments on my post, I just, hold on, let me just cut off for a second, come back to it, see how I feel about it. Practice tip number 2, label it. Say in your mind, I'm feeling anger. The simple act activates the prefrontal cortex and calms the amygdala. Naming emotions tames emotions. So that's important too. Practice 3, breathing for control. We've shown you that before. Inhale 4 seconds. Hold the same, we call it the warrior's breath. You inhale 4 seconds, you hold 4 seconds, you let out for 4 seconds, and repeat that. Actually, you can do 4 seconds, but exhale 6 seconds. So when you do a longer exhale, it triggers the, is it vagus or vagus?
Vegas.
Vegas.
Uh-huh.
It triggers the Las Vegas nerves. the Vegas nerves and lower cortisol. Your brain shifts from fight to flight into calm regulation. So I'll give you one more tip, and that's train like a muscle. Every resisted outburst, mental push-ups. So every resisted outburst is a mental push-up that you do. Over time, your default state becomes calmer, clearer, more passionate. And anger rewires your brain, but so does resisting it. Each moment of control is an investment in a stronger, calmer, more unshakable version of you. Do you control your anger, or does it control you? So I think that's really important in situations that we find ourselves in, especially with everything going on. We're triggered by political issues. We got emotional issues going on. We got financial issues.
You're triggered by your children.
Right. So there are many things that can keep us, in that state. So it's up to us to definitely fight that. So I just want to show that.
Because there are more things to make you angry than to soothe you. Definitely in this world.
Indeed. Another study showed, and I thought this was important because all of us get angry at times. So many people use Bluetooth, and ever since Bluetooth came out, I've never used it. I never used the earpiece. It's something and so now they're talking about, so if you're still rocking wired headphones, you're either old school or onto something. iPods, not because they don't work, but because constant close range Bluetooth is a risk. They run at 2.4 gigahertz, same as a microwave, just low power. The problem that people wear for 6 hours a day, research shows RF radiation, even at non-heating levels, can trigger oxidative stress, which fuels inflammation, aging, and neurological issues. It may also mess with voltage gate calcium channels, alter neurotransmitters, and even open the blood-brain barrier. That's very important. Our brains evolved with Earth's EMF at 7.83 hertz. Bluetooth is 1 million times higher. Studies have found these signals can change brain waves and disrupt natural rhythms. It's not fear-mongering, just pointing out the safety limits, focus on heat, not the brain's electrical sensitivity. So it's something you may want to think of, this convenient life that we live. There's always a price to pay for convenience in life. There's always a price to pay for convenience. You want something, you're going to have to spend a lot for convenience or something, but it's always a price to pay for that. So I just want to urge us to be careful with that. And the last little thing I wanted to mention real quick is that this is a cleanliness thing and a preference. Plastic, wood over plastic. I'm talking about cutting boards. For those of us that cook, it's been shown that 99% of bacteria on a wooden cutting board dies within 3 minutes. The bacteria on a plastic cutting board, it multiplies.
Wait a minute. So there are plastic cutting boards? I've never been.
Yeah, it's a lot of people use plastic cutting boards. I don't know why y'all do that.
Right.
And I'm saying that, and I had a plastic cutting board before. I'm not going to say why am I
gross?
I've had a plastic cutting board, and I switched to wood. As soon as I found a good wooden one, I switched to meat.
And the plastic, after you cut and put scars in it, it's all porous, so it's leaving stuff. Ugh. Gosh.
Listen, we got a convenience. It's convenient to get a plastic cutting board, but
it's cheaper. It's cheaper.
There you go. So we got to be careful, man. So again, plastic over wood. We got to go back to glass. We got to go back we got to go back to using glass for your bowls and things of that nature. Because if you're talking about a cutting board, it's going to be the same thing when you put stuff in a bowl and situations like that.
I'm glad we use glass, even cooking trays and stuff.
Yeah, that makes a difference. And you want to be careful with that. Even so, what you buy your water in. So there's a difference from the clear, and I'll just show you an example. So it's a difference from this, and you'll see gallons of water with clear plastic versus the store brand. If you notice the store brand, no matter what store it is, Publix or whatever, they have that milk jug that's the fuzzy kind of plastic.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Grayish. That plastic is not the same as this, and it's not as good as far as it degrades in the water. Right. So you know that plastic is basically petroleum. So be very careful with that. The last thing I want to read, if I read this before last show, I don't know, but this is about. I just had to copy and paste this from my own post, but a friend posted, "What supplement should a 75-year-old woman take for her brain?" Did I say this last? Mm-hmm. Okay. So a friend posted, "What supplement should a 75-year-old woman take for her brain?" And the answers to me were terrifying. Supplementation should never be the first question. Supplements are for deficiencies. Deficiencies are caused by poor nutrition, poor sleep, poor sunlight, and poor choices. No capsule, this also became a separate post for me, no capsule replaces community, joy, movement, and human touch. So start with the foundation. Nutrients, movement, sleep, sunlight, connection. This may sound bizarre and all crystal-like, but if you're feeling bad, feeling down, start with the foundation. Nutrition first, movement, sleep, sunlight, connection. That's a great picture.
They ran to Chicago.
Great picture. How often does that, so I'm talking about the 75-year-old woman when I ask these questions. How often does she laugh? When was the last time she danced or played a game with friends? How many steps does she get a day? If those answers are unclear or non-existent, it's not time for supplements, it's time for a reset. Once the foundation is in place, then we can leverage the rest. So, creatine, minerals, binders, hydrogen, water, peptides, they're powerful tools, but only if the basics are handled. So I just wanted to point that out, because a lot of times we run to supplements and whatever when we're feeling down, and we forget about the foundation, which is first always going to be nutrients, and then moving. You gotta move. That's why I try to get on my mama about that, because you don't realize the joints ache more when you're not doing anything versus when you make yourself move, muscles and everything. Sleep is going to be super important. Sunlight. We really devalue the power of sunlight and human connections.
And drinking water.
Yes, that's back to nutrients. One thing my mom is funny, and I know she's not just saying it because I hear it in her voice. I can call my mother, who's almost 80 now, and she could be, hey, how you doing? And I can get on the phone with her, and I start clowning. And in about 20 minutes, her whole energy is different. And I don't say that. She always end up with, well, you know, I didn't even feel like getting up. Now I'm up. I'm going to go ahead and go to the store. I'm going to go ahead and blah, blah, blah. So a lot of things are happening there. The connection, human interaction, laughing, those things improve your quality of life and improve how you feel. It's a real connection with that. So just remember that when you're thinking about being healthy. Depression plays a big part in how you feel. And most of us walk around, you know, with having depressed episodes and not even realize we're going through an episode of depression. So, like I said, recognizing emotions, how you feel, and things of that nature, that's all healthy for us. I just want to keep us on our P's and Q's as it relates to that. So, and the last thing I see is this post. Too many adults, this is the last thing we say about health. I posted this on August 9th. Too many adults don't know what is and isn't a vegetable. And that's some sad shit. I don't understand. Just so y'all know, corn is not a vegetable. Beans aren't vegetables. They're beans.
Right.
They're not vegetables.
They're legumes, right.
Right. Peas are peas.
Right.
They're not vegetables. Know the difference. If people have a full course meal, there'd be meat, starch, and starch. And they have no idea.
Rice is not a vegetable.
God dang it. It's not a vegetable.
Right.
Macaroni ain't either. I'm sick of that.
Right.
Once you put the cheese on the broccoli, shit, that ain't a vegetable.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Right. So anyway, y'all, do your best you can out there. Be healthy. You know what I'm saying? So you can be there for the people that love you. You know what I'm saying? And don't check out of here too soon.
And be there for the motherfuckers that don't love you, for your enemies too.
You definitely want to be there for them. You definitely want to be there for them. But they might be there for you when you're down.
Right, exactly.
All
right. So we're gonna get into festivals. Large festivals such as Happily Natural Day, which we're at, present a few major safety concerns. For one, physical and sexual attacks. The mixture of alcohol with massive crowds form a risky atmosphere which let predators exploit defenseless participants.
To avoid this, stay with a group. Safety starts by grouping up with friends at festivals, plus choosing an agreed upon spot for safety assembled in case someone gets separate from the group. You can take that other places too and apply that. Be aware of your surroundings. Monitor your surroundings for alertness while avoiding deserted spots. Then report any abnormal conduct findings to security personnel. Make sure the security personnel do something about it too.
Right, exactly. Protect your valuables. Carry anti-theft bags together with your wallet and phone placed in front pockets to protect your possessions and minimize the display of valuables. I'm an example. This while we were traveling here from Atlanta, I left my license in the bathroom, went back in probably 3 minutes later or less, and my license was gone. Now, who would take somebody's license? What can they do with it? But it was gone. So I had to fill out some security forms and shit to prove my identity so I could fly.
And barely.
And just barely made it to the plane, right? So protect your valuables.
Definitely. There's another Balaguno Gentile out there causing havoc now.
Right, exactly. And I told my wife to look out, be careful, because of course it has my address on it.
Right.
So drink responsibly and watch your drink. Drink small amounts of alcohol, yet continuously keep track of your drinks and abstain from leaving them unwatched or accepting any drinks from unfamiliar people. No emergency exit. Now, also on drink responsibly and watch your drink, watch your children too. Me and my wife were at this festival, not Happily Natural Day, another festival. And this girl was sitting by us with her baby. So she asked us, would you watch my baby till, because I'm going to get something to eat or something. So me and y'all going to watch the baby. And that wasn't good because she didn't know us.
Right.
But she went and got her food, came back. Then later, a group of white folks came over and they were like, "Oh, that's a pretty baby. Can we take your baby with us, hold your baby for a while?" And she said, "Yeah." Now, while they're asking her, I'm like, behind the white people to her, but she still gave me the baby. I said, "Why did you give your baby to those people?
That you don't know.
You don't know them." I said, "You don't know us, but I mean, we are a couple. We look more sane than they do." After a while, about 15 minutes, they're not back. Now she's like, "Oh my God." She's looking around. "I can't find my baby." So me and my wife got up and I found them with the baby. They were about to take the baby out of the park. So I stopped them, got the baby from them. I said, give me the baby." They, oh, it's your baby? Yeah, it's my baby. Got the baby from them, and then went and gave her. I said, "Here's your baby." She's, "Oh my God, oh my." I said, "Don't never do that. Don't never do that again." So you got to watch your children too, and people that you let your children go to, and no emergency exits. Getting familiar with the festival layout allows you to identify all emergency exits.
Yes. You could apply this to big events like concerts and things of that nature too. So
Yeah. That's like a festival,
Exactly. Well, a lot of concerts are festivals.
Right,
festivals
exactly.
And if you become a victim of assault or theft at a festival, here's what you should do. You notify festival security and law enforcement as soon as possible. If you are injured or suspect you have been drugged, get medical help immediately. Take photos, record witness statements, and save any relevant messages or recordings. Get an attorney. An experienced attorney can help you understand your rights and pursue legal actions against perpetrators.
Other risks to festival goers are dehydration, heat exhaustion, and heat stroke due to sun exposure and intense activity, especially when combined with alcohol. Last year at Happily Natural Day, I had an episode. I think I was heading towards heat stroke. I've had a stroke, but I think I was heading towards heat stroke.
Shit, I think I was too. It was so hot out there.
Man, it was hot.
And see, real quick, if you're not used to, and it doesn't, you can be in good. I'm in good shape, but I haven't been outside in the elements for longer than, at 10, 15 minutes during the day. I come out at like 7:30 to do my yard. You know what I'm saying? And I'm usually really hydrated. Well, yesterday, before our workshop, me and Balagoon go out. We're doing this outside because it's cool. It's relatively cool. It's about 79 degrees, 78 degrees. But we out there, and in about 15 minutes, my throat's so dry I barely swallow.
Yeah.
And it's because you're out of town. You're not drinking the amount of, fluids that you would normally have in your system, and you don't realize it until you're at a deficiency, and that could be too late. If something happens and you need to move and go, and just a 2% drop in water in your body triggers fuzziness and it impairs your decision making. So it is serious, to be hydrated out there. Peace, Brittany Bowman, and salute Manny Bridges.
Another risk, close quarters. that close quarters increases the risk of communicable illnesses like the flu or COVID-19. And unsanitary food vendors can cause outbreaks of illnesses as well.
You know what? Well, if you can look at how your food being prepared, take a good look at what's going on in that truck,
and look at their fingers and shit.
Good one.
They got nasty fingers, gunk under their fingers and shit. And they cooking your food, preparing your food.
Right. They make sure to have gloves on.
Right.
If you see their fingers, that might be a sign. You know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, overcrowded venues can lead to crushing injuries, trampling, and suffocation if hundreds or thousands of people rush or move suddenly. Poorly designed layouts can create dangerous bottlenecks at exit stairs or turnstiles, increasing the risk of crushing. Predators can add drugs to beverages, incapacitating victims and making them vulnerable to further harm.
Open air festivals are susceptible to lightning, heavy rain, and flooding, which can pose severe threats. Poorly maintained stages, lighting rigs, or other structures can collapse, causing catastrophic injuries or deaths. Risk from fires or faulty electrical equipment can lead to injuries and emergencies as well.
Yeah, we had kind of just mentioned that, when that direct sunlight hits different. It's different. Just like you said, you might not think 82 degrees may seem very cool, but when you go out there in front of that direct sunlight for about 15, 20 minutes,
right,
you can still cook. You can still cook. So,
Emmanuel Bridge has always asked food vendors to wash their hands before they prepare my food. But that's good. That's good that you can do that. Shit, depending on where you live. And in New York, can you imagine asking the food vendor to wash their hands?
With food vendor.
Boy, they be cursing you out, or they say, "Yeah, sure," and then they spit in your food or something.
Exactly. You gotta
be careful.
So, now at the Happily Natural Festival, most of these risks are addressed and dealt with, but be watchful and safe wherever you are.
Make sure you look after yourself at festivals by staying hydrated, which we were talking about, which is crucial, especially during outdoor festivals or in warm weather conditions.
Yes.
Carry a refillable water bottle and drink water regularly to prevent dehydration. Avoid excessive consumption of alcohol or caffeinated drinks such as energy drinks and coffee, as they can dehydrate your body further.
And real quick, in direct sunlight and alcohol, I only passed out one time in my life, and that was I was in my early 30s. We outside picnicking. I'm out there, and I don't even use that term, but we grilling in Atlanta, and I had one glass of Jack, but I hadn't eaten anything. I wasn't hydrated, and I holding the glass. And next thing I remember is Block grabbed me by my shirt, lifting me up. And I was like, "What happened?" It's like, you just passed out. Wow, in front of a bunch of strangers.
Shit. Now, speaking of Jack, we went to it's a festival called the Taste of Chicago in Chicago. 1 million people at Taste of Chicago.
Wow.
And we had a bottle of Jack. Me, my best friend Anthony, and my close friend Adolfo. The three of us went together, and we drank that whole bottle. Just three of us. So we all throwing up and shit after and all that.
I'll be early all day.
Yeah, we were all throwing because the heat is acting on us.
Yeah, man.
While we going downtown, on the train and shit.
The heat is pulling all the water out of your body.
Right.
As the alcohol travels, like what?
Right. So we were just throwing up party. Blah, 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 blah. It was gross, you know. And when I throw up, I get weak.
As I do.
So
there's no more partying after I throw up.
Right.
I got friends that can be like, all right, let's go ahead.
Right. Like, nah.
It's over for me.
Exactly. I mean, we still were walking around the thing, and I was like just in a funk. I didn't enjoy that at all. Dressing appropriately.
That's good too.
Consider the weather and the nature of the festival when choosing what to wear. Choose comfortable shoes, as you'll probably do a lot of walking. Comfortable shoes, not slides and flip flops. Especially a man in slides and flip flops, that just looks so shea butterish to me. And you're not prepared to protect no yourself or no woman.
Natural Natural fibers too makes a big difference out there in that sun.
Right.
Big difference.
And dress in layers, especially if the temperature is likely to change throughout the day. All right. The African, continental African, who's traditional, has a way. So they wear clothes that cover their whole body.
Yeah.
Like, the African outfit. And you're actually cooler in that. I asked, when I went up to Howard with my sister when she was at Howard, went for a graduation, and I see all of these Africans they're covered completely, the head, everything. And so I asked one, I said, why do you all cover like that in the heat? Because I didn't know at that time. I was like 11 years old or whatever. He said, because that's how we stay cool. But it's got to be the right materials. Don't cover your body in no polyester.
Yeah.
You'll be burning up.
You go fry.
Right. But they use cotton.
And the same way when you see people that work in landscaping. I used to have a tree service, and that's what we do in the summertime. You cover up. You'll see people with a hood over their heads and everything, and arms fully covered. But you do stay cooler like that. Your skin being exposed to that sun, you would think less is more. You know what I'm saying? That comes from people who trying to tan their skin. That ain't
right.
Exactly.
Cool. Exactly.
It's a difference.
Take a first aid kit with you.
That's good. Good.
Carry essential medications with you and have a basic first aid kit in your bag that you keep on your person. Include saline solution for eyes, bandages, cleansing wipes.
Definitely.
That's at a minimum. That's the minimum that you should have. So you always have a first aid kit with you as well.
Also too, a lot of these festivals, these open festivals, nobody's searching you for stuff. And so, my advice is, if you're not searching for, I don't know what the next person got. So I got to make sure I got something to protect myself. So, you ain't got to go heavily armed or anything, but, don't be toolless.
At least have you a tool like this. This is a pocket shark. It's a marker, so it's a marker.
Right. We need to deal with
and you can take this and you can take this on plane.
Yes, yeah, it definitely
also
came with me.
But on your person too, not in the bag.
Right. You can have that on you,
right?
Which is important. We seen
that's a marker, but it is some people have seen me hit the ground with this thing. It's polymer, so it's not going to break.
Right.
All right.
And speaking of that, because we've seen a lot of videos lately of people bugging out on planes.
Yeah.
So you still want to be able to protect yourself 10,000 feet in the air. Somebody still
that motherfucker get pocket shark.
Yeah, they get pocket shark.
Right. Now I'm and we'll do an episode dealing with the pocket shark.
Yeah. Because one thing I can't stand that I'm seeing a lot of is men coming after women in these situations where women are by themselves and things of that nature.
Oh shit! In front of a group like that dude slammed the girl.
So that's I just can't, just can't, man. Like I don't. If I'm a teacher and he do that,
right, exactly.
We gonna get around that corner and I'm gonna tune you up. There's no way that I'm gonna let that go. I don't care, man. And yeah, I'm not gonna talk too much because some situations you have to decide. Which for me, it ain't no decision. You know what I'm saying? How what you willing to do for certain things, and I'm not allowing that to happen, man. Like I'm not allowing that to happen. It's a game going on, so yeah, y'all be careful, man. Definitely take care of yourself. It's getting bad, man.
Bad men standing around while a woman beats on a woman, while a man beats on a woman.
Yeah,
I mean that's it's not getting bad. That's been going on for a long time. I remember this. Now, two women were fighting, but one weighed about 100 pounds. The other one was She's about 200 pounds. The one who was 200 pounds, she slammed the woman who was like 100 pounds, sat down on her, and then pulled out a butcher knife and was stabbing her in her vagina. I said, "Hey man, stop it! Stop!" So I was going over there. They were surrounded by men who turned to us, and the men pulled out pistols. I was about 16 then.
Yeah,
I said, "What the hell?" They're like, "Yeah, let it happen, let it happen." I'm like, "What the hell, man?"
That's Chicago, ladies and gentlemen.
So at that point, me and my friends who were going to help her, now we wasn't going to fight no dudes with pistols.
Right.
It was about 6, 7 dudes. We just figured she must have been having sex with the little one was having sex with the man's husband, the woman's husband or something.
This generation, I've been seeing, and I can't say this generation, but I've seen since social media an increasing amount of men who said that they're not getting involved with anything if it's not their family. I'm not helping a woman I'm not getting in any disputes. I'm not going to get involved with anything if it's not, my immediate family and stuff like that. And I think that is what it is how society has evolved or devolved, whatever you want to call it, because it's good in some ways and it's negative in other ways. And what I mean, I'm not saying about helping, I'm saying the way society has moved. So society has changed to where it's no longer considered safe to like hitch a ride. You know what I'm saying? At one point you could do that and not really worry about it. Today it's a different world where it's, you're told not to do that.
But even in the old days, like when I was a child, some women and men who hitch a ride, sometimes you hitch a ride with the wrong one.
It's definitely
and you got killed. So it was still dangerous, risk back then. But now somebody said our manifesto said tactical pen gets on the plane. Not all of them.
Yeah,
they block some. They block some tactical pens.
Yeah, you have to throw some of them tactical pens away if they're not polymer.
Right.
There's a lot of them are metal, but some of them do. And I appreciate you, Mr. Briggs, there.
I'm with you on that, Billy. I hate men like that. It's like injustice.
Because I don't know if I believe you. If you got whatever you got in you that will allow you to walk by while this black woman or whatever woman is getting assaulted, that same thing exists. No matter which, maybe you move for your daughter, maybe you move for your mom, but it
was sad that like back in the day, I think I was like 15. White guy pulls up in front of my friend's house. No, I was 18 and my friend was 19. He pulls up in front of his house and he is raping a white woman in front of the house. I don't care what color you're not going to do that in front of me and I don't do something. So I went over to the dude. Anthony snuck around, got a brick, snuck around to the driver's side. They went in the back. I went to the window. I'm knocking, hey, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Like that to distract him. And the guy said, get the fuck away from me. Get the fuck away from here. And Anthony, boom, busts the window. And the guy looks. And when he looks, she pulls the lock. I open up the door and pull her out. And then Anthony snatches the guy through the broken window and we beat the hell out of him. She ran. And the police, they so dirty, man. They said, you guys are great for doing that, but you wasted your time on a prostitute. I said, the prostitute can't be raped. I said, she looked out the window and said, help me. Mouth, help me. So this wasn't a consensual thing.
Right.
They said, well, guys, just she's a prostitute. And then she ran into a tavern. I mean, come on, guys. That's the cops saying that. I said, because she was distraught. She didn't know where to run. She ran to the first place that she saw was open.
Sound like the police to me.
So I always tell people, call the police if you want to, but I wouldn't depend on them motherfuckers. I call a comrade first.
I told a story on here for how my friend was having mental episodes, and my mother of my child, she was pregnant at the time. He was in my house and he was running up on me. I had to grab a firearm, and the police was already, I guess from hearing the noise, they was already outside because he had been outside sitting on people's cars in Indian stands. The Indians squatting like an Indian on top of people's hoods, so they didn't call the police on him. So they knock at the door, and I tell the police, hey, he out of control. He got mental issues, and I got a firearm right now. I'm scared I'm gonna kill him. If he don't leave the house or whatever. It's like, well, after you kill him, we'll come in and take care of it then, and left. That was it. So that big help sometimes. So we got a community. We got to form our own community watches in most cases, or most all cases where we have a community to form one. We should be forming community watches, community assemblies, and things like that.
I had to tell the police one time, this guy came into my shop and he was threatening to steal some statues out of my school. And at that time I had a secretary. And she was like, what you doing? You can't take the statues? He said, goddamn, I do what I want to, blah, blah, blah. But he left it. Then he came back that evening. And he came back as my secretary was telling me what was going on. So she said, that's the guy right there. He walked back in. This dude named Ron. I found out later his name was Ron. And he was like, I came to get the statue that I paid for. She said, you didn't pay for no statue. You're trying to steal the statue. And I said, man, she told me what you did. So I asked that you leave. He said, what I did? What I do? What I do? And she said, you came in here trying to steal the statue. She said, man, she my niece, man. I didn't do that. That's my niece. We just play like that. I said, this girl is not your niece. Get out of my school. Now this fool, he's a fool. He's in a martial arts school talking crazy. So he said, man, if I had a gun, I'd shoot your ass. I said, oh, well, I got a gun under my table there. You see it? Go get it. My holster was under the table, but my gun was in my office, locked up.
You just go wait for the.
And I was waiting for him to. I said, if he goes, so he walks over to it. I lock the door. I go behind him. I said, if he goes to get that, he was intending to shoot me.
I already know how you think.
So he picks up the holster and he said, man, where the gun? There ain't no gun in here. And I got to whooping his ass. And I need him in the shoulder dislocated. So he's bent over. You get your shoulders dislocated, you can't stand up. He's boom, beating. And my student, Russ, grabbed me. So I'm like, let me go. Don't ever grab me. I'm fighting somebody. I'm dealing with somebody. And he said, man, you going to kill that dude, man. I just felt sorry for the dude. I said, then you need to go to another school. Because that's how I work.
Another ass would have brought you, brother.
So the dude ran out the door and he passed out in the driveway. I said, okay, well, good. Click. Somebody had called the police. And I'm looking at the parents and the children. Some of the children are crying because, they ain't seen that level of violence before. And I'm apologizing. I'm talking to them. I said, I'm sorry, but this is what I do. This is, I can't allow people to bully people. I can't allow people that are going to come into this shop and steal and going to shoot me. Yeah. I can't allow that. And a lot of parents were like, hey, shit, you lucky you're alive, So, but somebody outside the thing had called the police. The police come over to my school. They said, what happened? So I explained what happened. They said, if Ron dies, because they said his name was Ron. I said, okay, I didn't know what his name was. He said, you're going to be in trouble. I said, I will not be in trouble. I could have killed him. He was in my shop.
he turned into Rocky IV when he said Rod died. Bobby said if he
Right,
dies,
he dies. I said, God damn it, I will not be in trouble because I can legally defend myself and others in my place of business. And that's what I did. So I ain't telling him I set him up to
and you know, it's in line with between knowing the law and protecting yourself.
Right.
And you have to make that decision sometime. I was telling Bobby this story. This guy just got exonerated for shooting a police officer and killing him. And what happened was he was walking home from work, and a police officer was soliciting him, sexually. He was, hey, why don't you come and let me give you a ride? Let me do this, that, and the third. And the guy acted like he didn't hear him and kept going. So he rolled back by and he said, basically commanded him to come to the car or whatever. And he kept going. So then the guy came back and cut him off and got out the car and started coming towards him. He just pulled out and unloaded on him. So he feared for his life. And the judge, the reason it was it got public, because the judge got the verdict from the jury and said guilty on all charges. And the head of the jury, I forgot what the head guy's called, but the jury master.
Head juror.
Head juror was like, judge? It's like, did I say guilty? I meant to say not guilty. Had just to give him that's all the power the judge had to do, was to give him at least a few seconds of fear. But he was exonerated of all charges, and I'm sure he didn't have time to think about what could happen if it may have flashed through his mind, but your safety.
And when my son was walking to the bus stop, I think I've told that on here. I was watching him. I would always sneak and watch my son, so he think he like being a man walking on by himself. But the police.
Glad you mentioned that. I want to talk about that.
The police stopped him and said, "Hey, get in the car. We'll take you to school." And so I'm watching my son. He said, I'm fine. So then I see the cop. He's like, "Get in the car." He said, no. And he's looking down the thing, hoping I'm out there, at that point.
Right.
So I came out and let myself be seen. I was hiding behind a bush, but I let myself be seen. He said, "There's my dad there." He points down, and so they leave him. And they drive by me, they were just mean mugging. They were angry that I was there and I was going to stop them from doing what they were planning to do. So I don't know if they were going to traffic my son, rape him, or what.
Don't forget how to catch a predator. The reason it was canceled is because they kept catching law enforcement. Don't forget that. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why the show got canceled. You think I'm joking? Look it up.
Right.
That's why I got canceled.
Now he said, "Did y'all see the Roger Jackson crash out?"
I mean, that's what I want to talk about. That's what I wanted to end with before we end. So I can't condone him in the ring beating the guy once he's unconscious, still hitting him, going crazy, right? I can't condone that. I can't say that's cool. I can't say anything about that. What I will say is he was set up, and so all the videos are out now,
right, on
what happened. So what happened is they're at an event. He's going to be at this event, and one of the guys is going to come out. So they know that. So he's mingling with the wrestlers, and of course the wrestler is messing with him and smacking him upside the head with a can, a full can of beer,
before they wrestle,
banging him upside the head with it.
Right.
And he just stood there like, what you seen all that? So what he didn't show you is, so the guy was saying, "Hey man, no, we were on, man, we were on." He's telling them that's part of the performance.
Another wrestler.
Right. So later on, the same wrestler that was with him got Roger by himself and was saying, "Hey man, that wasn't right." He knew what he was doing.
Getting receipts.
Right. He's exactly what he said. Excuse me. He said he knew what he was doing. He was trying to play you in front of everybody because he knew you didn't know. But that wasn't part of nothing. He wouldn't do that to so-and-so, he wouldn't do that nowhere. When you get on there, when it's time for you to go out there, you go out there and you get your receipt. That's what he said. When it's time, You go out there and you beat shit out, and we'll grab you.
Right.
We'll grab you, but until then, hit him for real. You hear, and then they show another video. He's talking to somebody on the phone and saying, you know, that's what they told me. I'm gonna go out there, so they pulled me off of him. You know what I'm saying? But so you already you found out this dude. You got hit upside the head with a can or something that had to hurt. You gotta be embarrassed. It's on video. You see that's happening. You calm down because the guy say he's performing. There's a performing. Okay, I want to beat the shit out of you right now, but I'm gonna chill. Then people come right behind him and say, "Bro, he played you like a fool.
Right.
He meant to smack you and make you look stupid in front." Okay, now I'm back heated again. So what I can say is that once you're angry, your adrenaline flowing, you go out there.
That earlier.
You go out there, now you're in fight mode, and you slam and you start punching them. How does that supposed to cut off? How you supposed to cut the switch off? You know what I'm saying? You're not a wrestler. You fight. Or so to speak, you know, you're in MMA where they really throwing punches and things. So you get, once you clock in, how you supposed to clock out? So they didn't grab him right away. When they knew he was coming on stage to do exactly what they told him to do, hit him for real. So for me, I just think they set him up. They set the guy up worse than they set him up because he could have got killed.
Right.
But I mean, you don't take a guy out of his element, put him in was basically supposed to be a game, a stage thing, and say, "Hey, go off. We got you. We're gonna come grab you," and then let that go for as long as they let that go. So I put some responsibility on him because hey, you got to be able to control yourself. That's just how I feel about it. But also, man, you was definitely set up. Right. You was definitely set up, and that's why you can't trust these motherfuckers. You can't trust it. Hey, we gonna do this, we gonna do that. You don't know none of these motherfuckers. Right. Why believe him? Why believe any of them? If you're going to go out and get yours, know the extent that you're ready to go to. Know the risk.
He could have slammed him. That would have been enough.
Yeah. Now, I was still having
because the man was unconscious.
Yeah, I understand. I might have still coming with a two-piece. And then, hey, okay. I know I did overdid it.
I'd have caught his ass after the match.
That's what really happened.
Right.
I slapped him in and slapped him like 2, 3, pop, 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 and he slapped him like 3 good times, so he could see that when he woke up. This motherfucker slapped me while I was unconscious. Yeah, but after that, because I know what you tried to do,
right?
I'm gonna slam you on this concrete, right? See what that feels like. But he was So it was susceptible. He was susceptible to manipulation, and you got to be careful. That might be true, but he revealed himself to be a dangerous, violent man. Yeah, you should be a dangerous, violent man.
Yeah, so
when you have to be, you should be a dangerous, violent man.
Nobody should be squeamish or scared of being a violent man or woman.
Yeah, it's just when you got to know when to.
Right. You should be an intelligent, violent person.
That part. He was an intelligent, dangerous, violent man. It's okay to be if people know that you're not dangerous in this world, you're gonna get pushed over as a man. I want you to know I'm dangerous
now
and can be a violent man.
Brittany Bowman says, I don't understand why he didn't get his get back at the moment of.
Because everybody telling him, hey, the guys plead with him. It's an act, man. This is an act. I thought you was in on it. I thought you was in on the act. Calming him, telling them to chill. You got people beside him on the other side.
And all those are wrestlers out there. I mean, shit.
You surrounded
too, shit.
You surrounded by guys who take all type of enhancement drugs, and all of them are bigger than him.
Right. All of them.
All of them are bigger than him, and you might be bad,
right?
But you ain't big and bad that bad. This is, and these are athletes. One thing you got to know about these wrestlers, man. They didn't come into this thing as wrestlers. They came as football players. They came as people, and you don't know what they trained in. You don't say he may know. So these could be people like you got Olympic champions that wrestle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're not hoes. These folks they're violent, dangerous men.
Violent, dangerous men.
If you know the stories of wrestlers where they travel, the things that they do, There's some violent, dangerous men. So yeah, and he definitely has rage issues. He definitely had. He definitely. It wasn't his chat that gassed him up. It was the wrestlers telling him that this is what happened. That the guy played you. He smacked you in front of everybody. He knew what he was doing, and said, "Get your get back when you go in there." The rage issue is definitely a thing because he was supposed to be able to calm himself, and he couldn't. You know what I mean?
So on that violent man thing, because a lot of people say that like it's a negative.
Right.
I'm a violent man. I don't ever turn that in on my family. I don't turn that in on my friends.
Or innocent person.
Or innocent person, right.
Yeah.
The innocent person may not know, but my friends and my family, my students, they know how I am.
Of course.
A sister was on, we had a security meeting. She was on the thing. And she talked about how this was many years ago, decades ago. I was working another job with her. We were on the bus, and the dude was like she had a radio, and dude was like, "Turn the damn radio off, I'm gonna beat your ass, bitch. I'm gonna kill you, bitch. I'm gonna." I said, "You say one more motherfucking word to her, and I'm gonna fuck you up right here on this bus." Well, he knows that I'm a violent man.
He understood.
And he understood me. He left her alone. I'm sorry, ma'am. I'm sorry. I didn't know her. She ended up becoming my student after that. But it's me being a violent man that made that situation, and that situation was real. For him,
what could have
for
happened.
Me, and it's right. It could have, and it would have happened.
Right.
Don't ever be ashamed of being a violent person. Just, you got to do it at the right time.
Yeah, you're not ignorant.
What Raja did was, yes, he was set up. He's a naive brother. He's a young man.
Right.
He's naive. That's all I'll say on that. But he took it out of context, like not out of context, but out of its right place.
Right.
I can't say he took it too far. I can't speak for that because I don't know. He could have had a concussion, anything. I can't speak to that.
Good point. You got smacked upside the head with
a can of shit.
A full can when you got smacked.
Right.
Like he could have had a concussion. He could not have been thinking.
Right. So, all I can say is he did do it at the wrong place, wrong time.
Right.
Because that dude would have had to get handed some.
Right. And you don't get to decide a lot of times how somebody responds when you
right.
do something
You never do.
You don't get
if I slap somebody in their face and they bust me in the head with a brick, I can't say, "Oh, that was unjust."
Right.
God damn it, I slapped him in his face.
Or the opposite. I slap somebody in the face, they slap me back, and I'm like, "All right, that's enough."
Right.
And they stop. No, they can slap me 60 more times if that's what they just feel like.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Because you don't get to decide that. So the whole point is, and Petty gives us,
I think it's the difference between being violent and being a violent man.
Having the ability to
No. So willing to do something and going to do something is different.
Yeah.
So a person has an ability. A person could take martial arts in fact, my student, the female student that I'm going to talk about, I won't say her name. She has the ability to be violent. But I did a simple smoker on her, which is covering their mouth and nose. And she started crying. A dude, when she was out, and she had her pistol on her, she was out getting her car, and a dude came over who was being violent. Luckily, her boyfriend was with her, and he stopped the dude. because she didn't want to shoot the dude. Or she didn't want to do nothing to no harm to the dude. So she wasn't willing to use violence.
Right. So she isn't a violent person.
Right. She's not a violent person.
Right.
God damn it! I'll do violence to I would have done violence to him and whoever else I had to do violence at that time was to go home safely.
Right. Right. And then we even tell each other, hey, stay dangerous.
Right.
You know, you want to stay dangerous. You don't ever. You want to be. You have to not only have the ability, you have to be willing. That's why I say you know it's a thin line between knowing the laws and then wanting to make it home.
Right.
I almost said something. I'm glad I just restricted myself. The laws, I'll say it a different way now because I had time to think about it. The laws are the laws. I got my own laws as well. I hope they coincide at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll leave it at that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's how but you have to decide how you're going to move.
Right.
I've already made the decisions how I'm going to move. So I don't have to think about it when it happens. And I ain't going to think about it. I'm going to move, which could be the difference in life or death. You got this, should I help this woman? Oh, no, she did.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna have to have that discussion with myself. When the time comes, I don't have to have that discussion. And same goes with survival on other different levels. I don't have to, well, what am I gonna do? Is now they invade my neighborhood. What should I do now? You should have thought about this.
When the white supremacists were marching through our neighborhood, I came out the door with one of my firearms. They were acting like they were going to come up my driveway. Do it.
Oh my goodness.
Do it. I will put you all in the ground.
So let's leave. How about this video I just seen? People in their yard. Big truck pulls up. White man get out and say, hey, y'all need to stop parking in the street and walk straight in the yard. He said, hey, you need to get back in your car, man. Get back in your car. Don't come out. Don't come in on our land. He walked straight. He said, as you can see, I ain't afraid of you. As you can see, I ain't afraid of you. I'm walking in your driveway. He said, y'all need to start parking. He said, I hire black people. You know, I love black people. But goddamn it, you ain't gonna be parking in that street. So the dude said, hey man, you better get in for something happening to your ass. You get shot. He said, you know, went back to his car, pulled out a rifle, walked towards the driveway and get the guy. You see the guy gun, he got a pistol in his hand. He run back. You see the pistol when he run back. He said, all right, get in the house. Bow, bow. and then got back in walked back in his truck. He said, well, like I said, don't park out here in the street no more. Got back in his truck and left. Now see, it's a lot you could take from this video. It's a lot you can
What the hell?
First of all, you got these brothers out here videoing pretending to be violent.
Right.
When you have a real violent man talking to you,
Right.
and he ain't scared because guess what? I don't think y'all violent.
He told him. Yeah,
He
I ain't
said
scared of y'all.
He said, as you can see, I'm not afraid of y'all. He ain't got nothing on him right there. You got the pistol on you. He in your yard advancing you. He goes to his truck, turns his back, gets a rifle, and turns around. Now, some of y'all will probably say, maybe a lot of y'all, maybe most of y'all, maybe all of y'all are saying, well, nothing transpired, nobody got hurt, so it's okay. My mind does not work like that. The way my mind works is, even if that happened, what's going to happen next? You know what I'm saying? Now that he done that, what if we come back? He shot. He had the gun tilted, so it was going up. You know, he didn't shoot in the air, but he didn't aim towards me. But he shot in this direction.
Right, no way.
He
wouldn't have got a shot off.
Ain't no way. I'm gonna see him turn around with a rifle.
Right.
As soon as he did it,
as soon as he turned around and had his back to us and went that truck, he got popped.
That's what I'm talking about. As soon as he picked up that rifle, there's no way. It's no way. But hey, I'm not saying that I'm right. I'm not saying any of that. What I'm saying is what I said a minute ago. I hope my rules and the rules of the law, I hope the law of the land and my laws coincide, because I got certain laws and that's what I live by. And that's how I'm gonna move. So man, y'all just be careful out there.
These are all life-threatening incidents. So
Yeah, of course.
the thing with Roger was a life-threatening incident.
Definitely.
Whenever you put your hands on a person and you do something violent, like hitting him in the head with the can, he could have taken Roger's life.
Never been the same again. If he
Right.
was alive, he could be
Right.
damaged for the rest of his life.
Right. There's no way. First of all, I wouldn't have let this dude, when he walked over and got the can, I wouldn't have let him hit me in my head. That
Right.
just would not happen. So to let you know, I mean, he's inexperienced anyway, because I mean, the dude made a show of getting the can,
Right.
and Roger's just standing there.
That can't happen.
Right.
That can't happen.
Damn, yeah, it can happen.
A little too trusting, like I said, young, gullible,
Right.
which would make you even more upset that you allowed this to happen to you.
Right.
I can't believe, and he festering in that. I
Right.
can't
Can't
believe
believe
I
he did
let this
that.
motherfucker-
Right,
I can't believe
right.
I let this motherfucker do this to me.
Right.
Now it's on video. I can't believe I let this shit happen. I can't believe I got the.
And we're not defending Roger,
No, because I can't.
but damn, I mean, some get back has to be done. When somebody enacts violence against you, some get back gotta come. It ain't even gotta be violence, but some get back gotta come. A lawyer or something. You gotta do
some
something.
remedy. There has
Right.
to be some remedy involved. There
Right.
has to be some remedy, or
And I don't care who it is doing the violence. I don't care if what uniform they got on. I don't care.
I got to be made whole.
Right.
There has to be some remedy. Now, that looks different for everybody. So I'm
Right.
definitely not, like I said, I'm not condoning him beating a man unconscious or whatever. Beating him while he's
Beating him while unconscious, especially the number of times he hit him.
Yeah, I'm not
Damn.
condoning that at all. I'm also saying, man, again, he was set up.
He was set up, and the bottom line, the man should have never hit him in his fucking head with a can of beer. I tell you, if that had been my son, see, I'm different from Rampage too. If that had been my son that got hit in his head, he wouldn't have had to do nothing. I'd have said, son, come on home.
There you go.
I'd have went up there and whatever. That's all I'll say. I'd have went up there and they would have known who I was.
It wouldn't have been no
Then I
wrestling
left.
match later that
Right,
day. None
exactly.
of that shit wouldn't even happen.
No.
None of that would
No.
happen. Good point, Bob. Good point. I didn't even put myself in the father position. But it is, you already know what it is. I'm
Right.
back to being a violent, dangerous man.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
violent and dangerous.
Do y'all believe it was a proper can? Yes, it was a full can. You could tell that.
Yeah, that part wasn't staged.
Right.
They do little stuff like that. Like they really cut themselves.
Because now if it was staged, it wouldn't have been no reason for Roger to beat his ass.
Right.
So
So yeah, I think that was definitely, that part is real. There's certain parts of wrestling that they do for real, and certain things you can't fake. So you just have to have, your body have to have the tolerance to it.
right.
If I take one of them steel chairs and hit you in the back, you getting hit in the back with a steel chair.
Right. For sure.
You know what I'm saying? That's all that's happening. You just have to know how it feels and be able to withstand that.
If it was a prop can, there would have been no reason for Raja to attack that man like that. That wasn't the prop punching and slamming that he did, so.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not going to dive too far into it. But like I said, I think he definitely, from all the video that came out, he was coerced into getting retribution on the stage, and that part we saw.
Now if he did feel disrespected. If it was just disrespect, and that wasn't a real can, it should have been talked through. But
I can't. You know what, dude?
I seen.
He smacked the shit out of him.
Right,
with
he
that
smacked him
can.
hard
So
with
if the
that
can
can.
wasn't there, and it was just his hand, he slapped the shit out of a
Right.
grown man.
Right.
He still put his hands on the grown man. The impact, go back and look at it. How he hit him with the can and everything. So that's a force multiply, even if it's a
Right.
prop. He smacked the shit out of him with that.
Like if he pulled out his training knife right now, that's a prop.
Right.
He can still kill me with that though.
Right, exactly. If I took an empty plastic water bottle
Right.
and smacked the shit out of somebody with it, you know what I'm saying? It's an empty, it's just empty plastic, man. Smack the shit, man.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah. So just you got to be careful, man. And again, I didn't make this agreement with you to allow you to do that to me. This wrestling is an agreement. Everything they do, I'm about to do this, and then they do it. They talk it through. They have it coordinated. I'm gonna come out and I'm gonna disrespect my blah 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 blah. We have no agreement to do none of this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I think it could be. I don't think it was a misunderstanding. I don't think it was a misunderstanding. I think the guy who did what he did knew what he was doing and had his reasons and intent behind why he was doing it. That's why all other wrestlers told him, Roger, yo, nah, bro, he played you, blah, blah,
Right,
blah,
get
blah.
your receipts.
Yeah, put a battery in his back. So yeah. Most wrestlers would have been giddy to have that happen to them. I don't know. I used to be a wrestling fan.
I used to be too.
Yeah,
I want a motherfucker hit me in my head with.
Hey.
Right.
I'm gonna switch from fan to goddamn
Fanatic.
Yeah, fanatic. I'm gonna be a fanatic in a minute. So, y'all be careful. Hit people side the head with prop cans. Man.
Right. So y'all be safe out here. In your homes, in the ring. Be safe. Be safe wherever you may be. We love y'all. Stay black or whatever it is that you may be. Peace.
It's funny, man. In the older days, if someone slapped you with a glove, it was a dude to the death.
Right. Exactly.
Be careful.
Right. Be careful. For real. All right. Peace.